Logan, the sun is setting over the water as the purple and pinks light up the sky. It's beautiful, Delia says softly. I understand her not wanting to disturb the peace of the evening beach, even with the noise from the bar fading behind us. I look at her as I say, yes it is. My smile widens seeing the blush creep up her neck. I turn to look out at the water now that we've stopped at the edge. She toes off her sandals and I watch her step closer for the water to lick at her feet. It has been a great day with her, even with Lindy. She's a hoot. Lindy is something else, huh? Her laugh comes from deep within her. Yes, she is. She is definitely extra, that's for sure. She turns back to look at me and the setting sun halos around her. Her beauty takes my breath away. Come here. My voice is deep with command. It's too dark to say, but I'm sure her eyes just flashed as a visible shiver raced through her. Her few steps to me are slow and measured, stopping with only inches between us. Lindy told me earlier not to let her get away, that she will fight until I make her give in. She takes a while to go after what she wants. I don't want to pressure her, but I know she wants this too, and Lindy only confirmed it. I lift my hand to cup her cheek. I'm going to kiss you. I feel like we've been here before. As I wait a second before following through, the kiss starts off slow and sweet before it turns hungry and demanding. My heart tries to burst from my chest. Her lips part, allowing me in. Our tongues twine and play. Her body shudders against me as I pull her closer. My hand slides from her face to the back of her neck where I fist her soft silky hair, slightly pulling her head back. We part with panting breaths as I peer into her hooded eyes, ready to dive back in for another kiss. I hear laughter behind us, getting closer. I lean down and kiss her softly, and linger, as my hands trail down her arms, taking her hands in mine as I take a small step back, breaking the kiss. Her hooded eyes now open wider as she nods her head. Clearing her throat, she says, okay. I can't help my amusement. She has my stomach tangled up in knots, but yet I can't contain the smile that breaks free, tilting my head in question. Okay, what? Her pink tongue darts out and wets her bottom lip before pulling it between her teeth, a move that causes me to groan. I take my thumb, rubbing that caught lip free. Don't do that. My voice is rough. She exhales against my thumb that is still caressing her lip. She draws my thumb in for a kiss before pulling back. Using my freed hand, I try to discreetly adjust myself. Okay, to us, she says, her chest rising with a deep breath. My heart stops for a moment as I register her words. Yeah? She nods her head fast. I can't control the laughter that bursts free of me. Are you sure? I need her to be sure. Once I have the green light, there will be no going back. Yes, I'm sure. Her smile softened as she answers. Woo! I holler as I pick her up and spin us around. Her hands land on my shoulders as her laughter peels out. Her eyes shine with happiness as she looks down at me with a wide smile. What are we celebrating down here? Lindy asks as she comes up behind us. I spin to face her, with Delia still in my arms, slowly sliding her down to her feet. Her eyes widen as she brushes against the heated, rigid tension in my groin. I give her a wink before I beam a smile at Lindy. Delia has agreed to date me. Hell yes, that is something to celebrate. Let's go get more drinks before leaving. Her excitement for us bubbles up as she grabs Delia's hand and drags her back up the beach. I hang back and watch them go. Delia peers over her shoulders a few times, smiling at me. I take my time walking back up to join them for that drink before leaving to take the ferry back in time. As we step out of the elevator on the floor for our condos, Lindy says, well, I will give you a moment, Logan, in case I don't see you before I leave tomorrow evening. It was great to meet you, and you better treat my girl right, or I will be on the next flight to fuck you up. Get what I'm saying? She looks at me with crazy eyes. My hands were up to ward her off. I get what you are saying and you have no worries. I wouldn't dream of treating her anyway other than the absolute best. Damn straight, she says and pulls me in for a hug that she hangs on to for longer than necessary. I feel her smile over my shoulder at Delia. It takes some effort, but I pull away, and she walks into the condo with a wink over her shoulder. I look to see Delia shaking her head. Like I said, extra. I grab her by the hips and pull her roughly into me. I had a great day with you. Honestly, I could not tell you the last time I had a day of fun and relaxation. Leaning down to kiss her, her soft lips mold to mine and a moan immediately escapes my lips. Her lips curve into a smile against mine before she bites my bottom lip and draws it into her mouth. My moan turns into a groan, knowing it can't go any further than this. Trying to break away, I place little pecks on her lips, but it's damn difficult to leave her. What time do you take her to the airport? I ask. We have to leave about 4, I believe, she whispers. If you want company, I don't mind driving you to, I hedge, wanting to spend any time I can with her. She turns toward her door, glancing over her shoulder, catching me staring at her ass, just as I have done all day. Sweet dreams, Logan. Her voice is low and coats my skin like silk. I give her an unashamed smile. Good night, Delia. Dream of me. Her light chuckle sounds as she closes the door. After letting myself into my condo, I head straight to the shower and turn it on cold. I strip down and step in, letting the cold water rain down on me. It does nothing for the unyielding, heated ache in my groin that refused to fade. After turning the temperature up, I curl my hand around the rigid, pulsing length of my desire, leaning against the shower wall. I picture Delia as she gets down on her knees, her lips brushing the tip of my longing before trailing slow, wet kisses down to the base and back up. Then she takes me fully into her mouth, warm and soft, until I feel the gentle press of her throat. My loud moan bounces off the ceramic walls. She looks up at me through her wet lashes as she moans around me, her tongue laving over my skin, warm and eager, as she draws me deeper with each soft, insistent pull of her lips. Fuck, I'm close. I curl my hand into her hair, guiding her rhythm. As I move faster, my strokes match the desperate beat of my heart, every movement stoking the fire in my veins. The picture of her as she was that night, holding me in her mouth and accepting every part of me, is burned in my mind, and with that last image, I lose it. Searing heat spills over my hand as all of my weight slumps into the wall, the water still raining down on me. I finish washing up and dry off, pulling on a pair of briefs before I fall into bed. Here is to hoping for a dreamless night now with that taken care of.
Delia, it was sad to see Lindy leave last week. When she is out on assignment, we don't have the chance to talk as much as when she is home. But this last week with Logan has been pretty awesome. He is so sweet and attentive. I know he has mentioned in passing that he has hardly dated, but you couldn't tell that with how he treats me. The warm breeze tickles my hair as I sit outside on my balcony on this beautiful morning. The sun rose about an hour ago, but I haven't moved since. I have been doing a lot of self-reflecting since I agreed to date Logan. Don't want to bring my baggage into our relationship, but I find I can't quite get away from it. He finds it funny how formal I am with him at work and that I refuse to call him Logan despite Cece and Julian both calling him by his name. Confusion and anger had both flashed in his eyes when I told him I wanted to keep our relationship on the down low, especially at the resort or around anyone we worked with. I watched the fight in him as he set aside his wants and agreed to do his best. His best is not that good. I am constantly swatting his hands off of me and pushing him away when he corners me in the hallways. It doesn't seem to matter that each night we sink into tangled, breathless moments where his hands roam freely. He can't keep his hands off. I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. I love his attention and knowing he is so into me. Just not at work. Today, thankfully, he has planned a date for us away from here. Since he's kept it a secret, I do not know what I am in for. He just said we'll be going out today. I don't even know what time. I guess I should get moving. As I step inside to refill my coffee, I hear a tap on my door. Guess we are getting an early start. Opening the door, no one is there. I look toward his door in question, but he's nowhere in sight. That's when I see the package on the ground at my feet. With a smile, I grab it and bring it inside. Setting my coffee cup on the kitchen island, I place the package next to it. A laugh bursts out of me as tear into it, and see my very own wetsuit laying in the tissue paper. I wonder if this is for our date today, or if he loved seeing my ass in one last weekend so much he wanted me to have my own. Leaving it sit on the counter as I go get ready for the day, I keep it casual with a pair of jean shorts and a purple lace tank top. A half hour of hanging out passes when I hear his knock on my door. This time when I open it, he is standing there in navy blue board shorts and a white muscle tee that hugs his muscular pecs nicely but loosens around his waist. I drink in the sight of him as he roams his eyes down my legs and up to linger at my chest. Obnoxiously, I clear my throat. With a heated look, his eyes meet mine. "What?" he asks in innocence. I can appreciate. I'm not ashamed to say either that I can't wait to see you in that wetsuit. He winks at me. I push up on my toes and peck him on the lips quickly before stepping back. "Come on in. Are we heading out now too?" I let my sentence die off, hoping he'll fill in where we're going. He doesn't. With a mischievous smile, he shakes his head at my attempt. "Grab the wetsuit and we'll get going." Snagging the wetsuit out of the box along with my purse and shoes, I follow him out the door. As soon as the elevator doors close, he pushes me against the wall and starts ravishing my mouth. We're both panting by the time we reach the lobby, pulling apart just as the doors slide open. Our laughter rings through the lobby as we steal glances at each other, making our way out to his waiting car. He kisses my cheek as he opens the passenger door for me. "Thank you, sir." I mock curtsy. Slipping into the seat, I watch him walk around the hood of the car. I'm sure I like his ass as much as he does mine. Our 20-minute drive passes with laughter as we roll up to a small beachside building. I give him a questioning look. He smiles as he nods toward the building. "Grab your wetsuit and come on," he says as he hops out, walking over to my side. As we walk up, a younger guy is walking out of the building. His gigantic smile is like he's greeting friends he hasn't seen in a while. "Welcome, Logan and Delia?" he asks. Logan shakes his offered hand. "Yes, that is us." "Excellent. I am Kalani, but please call me Cal. Are you both looking for instruction today?" "No, just instruction for Delia today," Logan replies with a look at me. "What is it we are doing?" I ask, still unsure. Logan winks at me. "Surfing." "Well, shit. I am not known for my coordination. I'm about to make a fool of myself." "Yes, instruction for me, please." I insist. Cal leads us into the shop and helps pick out our surfboards before suiting up and heading down to the water. Logan stays next to me on the beach as Cal goes over the basics of surfing and shows me what to do. After practicing on land, Cal deems me water ready. I feel a little apprehensive about falling into the water, but decide to suck it up as I see Logan head out deeper with his board. After about 10 minutes, I'm feeling pretty good about myself and that I haven't fallen in once. But I have lost count on how many times I've watched Logan fall in. He has yet to ride a wave up to where I am, a little closer to shore than he is. Logan then swims up to me with his board, shaking his wet hair out as he reaches me. Laughing, I splash water up at him, causing a water fight. After calming down, we both straddle our boards, content to float in the water for a few So, I thought this was something you would have been good at since you suggested it, and you turned down the help. But I believe you fell more than I did. I joke with him, and it earns me another splash. "Oh, I never said I was good. I know I'm not. I've already received surfing lessons. I don't see how any more will help if I haven't gotten the hang of it yet." He smiles cheekily. "I have to admit that it's nice to know you're not good at everything," I say. "Oh, I'm good at everything that matters," he says suggestively, causing me to laugh. His smile turns almost wistful. "In all seriousness, there are plenty of things I'm no good at. It's why I only stick with what I know. I don't enjoy looking like a fool and embarrassing myself." He looks out into the ocean forlornly. "I guess you should feel special that I feel comfortable enough around you to show you my failures." He says it jokingly, but I hear and feel the truth behind his words. My suspicion is there are only a few select people that know his faults. People who know who Logan DeVries truly is. And at this moment, as I think back over all of his words and actions with me, I do feel special that he is letting me in on the well-kept secret of Logan DeVries.
I mean, she is like that with everyone she meets. To her, no one is a stranger, just people she doesn't know that well, yet. I can't help the snort I do at what she just said. It's what Lindy says, not me. Believe me, I hear how stupid that sounds. It's because she says stupid shit like that makes me worry about her more while she's out traveling. Honestly, I wonder what idiot is she going to trust blindly, and that's it for her. I'll get a phone call in the middle of the night telling me they found her dead in an alley. That took a turn, I say at her morbid comment. It's true, she mumbles with a cute pout. A slight swell of the water sways us as we sit on our surfboards. I slip off the board into the water and swim up to her. Rubbing light circles with my thumb on the thigh I lean beside. I don't want to break this tranquil moment, yet I do. Are you ready to swim back to shore and go eat dinner? I ask. Her expression is unreadable. At this moment, I wish I could tell what she is feeling. Is she feeling this pull like I am, as strong as I do? I may not have a string of relationships to compare this to, but I know this feeling so soon is not normal. Yes, food please, I am starving. The rumble of her stomach confirms her statement. We swim to shore and return the boards to Cal, thanking him for his help today. Grabbing her hand, we walk back to the car. Stopping at her door, I draw her in for a kiss before ushering her in. We pick up food from a local restaurant to take back to her condo. Once we are back and seated on her couch, we divvy out the food. You now know that I am horrible at surfing. No coordination for that. What is something you're not good at? I ask her. She chuckles. I honestly thought surfing would have been one of those things, because I have no coordination for anything like that. I trip walking up the stairs, it's that bad. Her face softens. My mom put me in gymnastics when I was like 5, and I only lasted a few months. They stopped letting me get on the balance beam after like 3 sprained ankles, a sprained wrist from the bars. In the end, I was just standing around watching all the other kids because there was nothing I could do without getting hurt at the end. She laughs at the memory, and I can't help but laugh with her at the picture she painted. Poor little girl. Did your mom push you toward any other sports or activities? She's already shaking her head. No, she didn't. I think she understood after that. My coordination, or lack thereof, was going to be a problem. She got me into painting and drawing though. That is something that has always stuck with me. I was in, I think, 7th grade when I gave sports another try. I tried out for the soccer team and that did not go well. After that, I stuck with painting, peering around her condo at the few paintings she has on the walls. One catches my eye, I nod my head toward it. Did you paint that? I ask. I can tell it's different from the others out here. It makes me feel like I am standing on that cliff, can feel the breeze on my skin, and hear the roaring and crashing of the waves below. I rarely take an exception to art. It's not my cup of tea, but there was a set before that drew me in. It was of a field, with a forest lying just beyond. I could see the fireflies lighting up the forest and the animals that lurked within. It was a 3-piece set, all 3 similar, yet different. I kept 2 of them, and have them in my home in LA, and the 3rd I actually sent to my stepbrother as a wedding gift. A blush stains her cheeks. Shyly she asks, "Why do you think I painted that? It's different from the others out here. I can imagine that when you paint, you pour your heart and soul into it, and that painting," I say, pointing to it, "makes me feel something." Her blush deepens as a serene smile graces her lips. Yes, that's one of mine, one of my favorites that I've done. I have a few scattered throughout here in different rooms, but I put away most of them in storage back in New York, she tells me. I take a sip of my wine as I watch her tuck her legs under her on the couch. Have I mentioned how much I have been enjoying our time together? I ask her. She smiles. You have, yes. The smile slips as she studies me. In a sad voice, she asks, "You had also mentioned at one point you couldn't remember ever having fun like we had. Is that true?" I give a mirthless laugh. I grew up in private schools and with a nanny to tend to me. Neither of my parents were around. I was a serious kid. I hardly got in trouble, never caused problems. I wanted my parents' attention and wanted them to be proud of me. I paused to think about my younger years. During school, I was on the baseball team and I enjoyed that. I thought it was fun, but I wasn't allowed to go out with the team after, or go to any parties and have fun in that kind of way. Once college finally came around, freshman year I went to a few parties, but I finally had my dad's attention, so I spent a lot of time with him instead of out with friends. Then he helped me buy into my first hotel. Once I did that, it became all work and no play for me, I tell her. The look is not one of pity. but understanding. I understand being the serious kid. That was also me. I wasn't by any means shy, but I was reclusive. I am an only child. After my parents' death and being thrown in with 12 other kids in a group home, that was rough. I wasn't used to living with other kids like that. In the beginning, I got into a lot of fights, she says, and laughter bursts from me at her last statement. She says, and laughter bursts from me at her last statement. She nods her head. Yeah, I know, me fighting. I could only bring a few things with me to the home. And since I was new, the other kids who had been there longer liked to pick on me and mess with my shit. I was territorial, so hence the fights. Slowly, over time, I closed myself off from the other kids there and, at school, immersed myself in books. At school, they could have found me in the library or in the art studio during off hours. He pauses in the middle of this heavy revelation to drink more of her wine. I moved closer to her on the couch, laying my arm behind her head. Then I went to college and met Lindy, and I could no longer be antisocial. She made me go out to parties and school football games. She gave me no choice. I don't know if I tell her enough, but I am lucky she came into my life. When she did, that's when I started to have fun again. We continue to talk for a few more hours. By the time I get up to leave, her eyes are drooping. She's forcing them open, and a yawn comes from her every few minutes. Leaning into her, I give her a tender kiss, not letting it get out of control. I haven't pushed my luck yet. I have let her set the pace for our relationship and control when we sleep together again. Giving her one more kiss, I say goodnight, telling her to get up and lock the door behind me as I leave.
My morning was slow and boring with all the reports that have needed my attention. By afternoon, my focus is shot to hell. I can't keep my mind from wandering to Logan. These last few weeks have been pretty good. We haven't gone out on another date since surfing a few weeks ago, but we have spent a few nights a week at my place, having dinner, watching movies, playing games, just talking. Despite my protests, he's stopped by the resort a few times, and I know he thinks it's crazy that I act completely different around him when he shows up here compared to how I am at home. But I need to keep things separate. I am the type of person who thinks over and plans every action I take around the staff. He doesn't seem to understand that. He has the luxury to be himself since he is the top dog and no one will say anything. As he mentioned before, no one is going to fire him. His naivety about some things is frustrating. My eyes glaze over as I look at the screen in front of me. Now seems like an excellent time to stop and go get lunch. I grin when I see James behind the counter at the resort restaurant. Hi James, it's been a while since I've seen you. How are you? I ask him. Well, hello, Cordelia. I have been good. How have you been? He asks with a smile. Delia, please, and pretty good. Can I get the number 2 special, please? Of course, he says, and I watch as he starts to prep my order. I step off to the side to wait and glance around to see who else is here. I notice in the far corner some of the guys are cleaning up. I get lost in my thoughts when I hear their laughter as they pass on the other side of the wall. It is the only thing that makes sense. I have questioned it since the beginning. I guess Cece just didn't sleep with the boss soon enough to get the job. My head snaps up at that comment to see Hone once again running his mouth. Fuck a duck. This is exactly what I didn't want. I heard that's how she got her assistant manager position too back in New York. Slept with the manager there, and he was a really old guy. Just shows some women have no morals and will do whatever it takes to get ahead. It is disgusting, another says. My stomach clenches and rolls. I barely hear James calling my name. I grab my food, and in a blur, I make it back down to my office. Closing and locking the door behind me, I drop my tray on my desk and plop down in my chair. I have learned that Hone is one of the biggest gossips we have here. If he has heard that I am dating Logan, then everyone knows. My head stings as I pull at my hair. Damn it. My frustration and anger wells while my vision blurs. Apparently, I haven't gotten any better at handling gossip about me now than when I was a kid. Except now I can't go hide and read a book, ignoring the bullies around me. Now I have to deal with these people, no exceptions. Yeah, I could put things off to Cece and Julian, but that would only make it worse. Old insecurities are blaring at me. Maybe I'm not good enough to have this job. Do they see something I don't? Am I just a pretty face that got fast-tracked up the corporal ladder? Am I just a statistic, only hired because they needed another female manager on the payroll? I know deep down this is all ridiculous, but in moments like these, it's hard to reason with oneself. My heart just won't listen to the logic of my brain. I earned this. I know that, but little girl insecurities still haunt me. Why did nobody want to adopt me? I never even had a family interview. Am I that unlovable? Even my fiance didn't want to keep me. I can't stop the sob that heaves out while tears stream down my face, soaking the top of my shirt. Fuck. I scream. A tentative knock comes from my door. I put a hand over my mouth to muffle my sobs, calming down enough. Not right now, please. I plead to whoever is on the other side. I'm here if you need me, I hear Sissy softly say. For what feels like hours more, I sit crying into my hands. Ridiculous, I sniffle, dabbing my face with some tissues and sounding like a honking goose when I blow my nose. I try to get myself back under control. Okay, I say aloud to myself. I know my truths. I worked my ass off to get here. I earned this. I don't care what they say. I am still their boss. But Logan has to go, I mutter, feeling a twinge in my chest at saying that. Yes, he's my boss, but he has no reason to be here at the resort any longer. He was a great help during the storm, but that storm has passed, literally and figuratively. Thank you. His being here is only drawing attention to us and causing these rumors. One could say this was his fault. No, I can't. It's my fault. I agreed to date him. This is on me. My morning had started off filled with happy thoughts, but now I'm troubled. I was right all along, and now my previous concerns have happened. My work ethics and morals are being questioned, all because I started dating my boss. I knew not to get involved, that I would pay the price. The problem now is that I'm not sure where we go from here. Enough, I say aloud. Standing, I throw my uneaten food in my trash bin and walk to the mirror I have on the back of my door. Touching up my makeup, I do a pretty good job hiding my crying session despite the red-rimmed eyes that look back at me. Putting on a fake smile and an air of happiness, I roll back my shoulders and go in search of Cece. When I find her, she's alone in the employee lounge. She looks up as I enter. Her eyes take in my face and pause on my eyes. Are you okay? Worry laces her voice. I nod my head as I take the seat next to her at the table. I'll be fine. Just a moment of weakness, I tell her, trying to sound strong and play it off. Is it something you want to talk about? Whether right now or even tonight with some wine? She asks. And not for the first time, I'm grateful to have her in my life. In the 2 months I've known her, she has forged a bond with me that is like what I have with Lindy. And I know she'll listen when I need to talk. Tonight sounds like a fantastic idea. I already have the wine, I say. All right then. She pauses and looks at me before continuing on. On to the next topic. I need your managerness, please, to get a few reports. Lisa and Juan and a few others are not getting them to me, and I know you're waiting for my last few. So if you would scare them, maybe? Because I am about to lose it on them. Go all types of crazy, she says, her voice rising as she went on. I'm thankful for her topic change, and I'm liking her made-up word too. Managerness. Yeah, I could do that. Yes, I can help. Send me a list of who and which reports you still need, and I will get them for you. I tell her, reining in my laughter. I don't need her unleashing her crazy on anyone. We sit and chat for a few before she takes off to help the front desk. I sit looking out the window with a blank mind. I pull out my phone and shoot off a text to Logan that I'll be hanging out with Cece tonight, so I won't be able to see him. His response is almost immediate. Okay, just know that I will miss you. I reread it several times while starting and erasing responses. Ugh. I sigh in defeat. I decide not to say anything at all. I don't want to miss him, but I know I will.
Logan, when you're back here this weekend, we're going out. Leo sucks as a wingman. The worst. He stole the girl I was talking to. Who does that? You don't. With you, I don't have to worry about that. You're a buttoned-up priest, Brent mutters, Well, not lately. You haven't been, have you? You went back for the manager, so how is that going? We are dating and taking it slow, but it's going really well. A smile takes over as I think about our relationship, but it drops off when I remember how she's been the last few days. Every night, she has come up with a reason we can't see each other. Other than the night she had CC over, she hasn't come home till late. All of our conversations have been short and by text only. She won't answer my calls, just texts me back to see what I needed. I thought about dropping by the resort to corner her, but I'll hold off on that for a bit. Slow? Meaning you haven't shared that intimate night again? That's slow? The disbelief was clear in his voice. Yes, Brent, that's slow, I say bluntly. I never enjoyed being your wingman before. That hasn't changed now. What meetings do we have set up for next week? And did you get anything more about Theodore's case? I have received nothing since last week. I ask him, drawing his attention back to the matters at hand. I set up 2 potential location viewings for the new hotel, and we have a check-in with the New York heads, he says in a bored tone, obviously reading off of his calendar. And nothing new on Theo's case. Okay, then I'll get in touch once I'm back, if I don't head straight to the office, that is. I tell him. Fine, run off and spend time with your girlfriend before you leave. When do I get to meet her anyway? He asks. I guess whenever you have time to come down here. I'll talk with you later. Hanging up, I sit back in my chair while my thoughts go back to Delia. I've missed her these last few days, the sound of her voice and laughter, seeing her smile. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to find out. Lifting my phone back up, I pull up her name. Have dinner tonight with me, please. I send, then I add, I will not accept a no. I sit here waiting for over an hour, mindlessly going through emails before I receive her response. If no will not be accepted, I guess yes, I will. I finish here at about 6. What time are you thinking? Does 7 give you enough time to get home and ready? Yes, that will work. See you then. I spend some more time working on emails and going over reports and proposals before going to see what I can make for dinner. Once in the kitchen, I can't help but laugh at myself. I can't cook, I know better. So I decided to head to the little store not too far from here to see what I can get from there. I have the time and the store is only a few blocks away. I decide to walk and enjoy the beautiful day. White puffy clouds adorn the bright blue sky, while a gentle breeze off the ocean helps cool down the otherwise extremely hot day. My walk is peaceful, passing only a few people on the way, all saying hello. The few scattered houses have thatched roofs, and some have gardens out in their yards. I make it to the store and find some items I can use to make a stir-fry. Delia seems to enjoy those. I make my way back with a little more haste since I have food with me now. When I get home, I prepare the vegetables and meat for dinner. That way, I'm not waiting to start once Delia arrives, like last time. After I have everything prepared and in the refrigerator, I wander aimlessly. If I was back in LA, I would work and would have a lot more to do there than I do working remotely here. I suppose this helps with me not wanting to overwork myself anymore, but I don't know what to do with myself. I'm here for Delia, but she has to work and I can't take her away from that just to keep me entertained. She was right. My gut clenches at that realization. This was not something I thought out for the long haul. The way I am doing things now is not sustainable. What I pushed off to Brent is only meant to be temporary. It is everything though that I need to handle. So, with a heavy stomach, I know we need to talk about the future. She is just starting a life here, and I have one I have to return to soon enough. Is this why she's been distant the last few days? Has she been thinking about this too? I go back to look over my work and to truly analyze what I handed off to Brent and try to determine, once I am back in LA, what needs to change so I don't go back to being in the office 24/7. Being here makes working less easier. Once home, if I don't have a plan in place, I'll go back to my old ways. Pushing Delia from my mind while I figure this out is hard. In such a short time, she means so much to me. I can't help but want to figure this out for her, to be with her. but I know I need to do it for myself. If our relationship lasts, then great. This will make things easier to fit her into my real life. If we don't last, then that would suck, but doing this will help me stick with what I decided and gives me a chance for a future with someone else. The closing of a door brings me out of my work. With a glance at the clock, I see it is already 6:30, and Delia just got home. Standing up, I stiffly stretch. I got so lost in my work that I now ache from sitting too long in one spot. I clean up the coffee table and go pull out the dinner items and chill a bottle of wine.